Have you watched that Wu-Tang show, the Wu-Tang and American Saga, the show that's on Hulu? Have you checked that out yet? It's in season 2 right now, and I want to talk about it. All right, so Wu-Tang American Saga is a drama series that comes on Hulu. It's a series that's loosely based on the origins of the rap group from the 90s, the Wu-Tang Clan, and I'm pretty much enjoying the show so far. If this is your first time visiting this channel, I'm DL Jones. This is the DL Jones Show. I talk about all types of story-related topics, movie reviews, TV show reviews. I do videos weekly. Make sure you click the thumbs up, give me a like if you like this video or you want to keep up with the stuff that I make videos about. But yeah, right now I'm talking about Wu-Tang, the American Saga. Episode 10 comes out today. I haven't watched it yet. As soon as I finish recording this video, I'm gonna check it out. But so far, I'm just going to talk about my thoughts of the series so far. I watched the whole season 1 as it was released last year, and I've been watching every episode of season 2 so far. You know, season 1 was pretty interesting. It started out with pretty much giving like a background story of like all of the main members of the Wu-Tang Clan, the RZA, the GZA, Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon, and Ghostface was mostly in the first season. And the first season kind of takes place like before they even had their names. They were being called by different names, by different rap names and stuff. It kind of chronicles the RZA, how he came about, because if you didn't know, the RZA had his claim to fame a little bit before the Wu-Tang Clan came out. Before he was known as the RZA, he was known as Prince Raheem, and he had a couple of songs back in the early 90s. He had kind of a whole different persona. He got signed like a deal where they kind of had a lot of control over him, over his career, over his appearance and everything, and over the type of music he made. And I think he had like one hit song and kind of like fizzled out. And then he decided to start over, and he knew that what he needed to do to get his people, the people that he worked with, that he had been making music with for fun in his basement for years. His thing was he needed to get those people together. And the whole story is based in Staten Island, which is where the Wu-Tang Clan is from. And just like in the show, it shows about how he had all of these friends, but they weren't necessarily friends with each other, you know, because they were like from different parts of Staten Island. And like while he was like the middleman, he was the man that everybody was friends with, but they weren't necessarily all friends with each other. But he was able to pull those people together. The show kind of makes it a little more dramatic than I believe that it was in real life. Like actually in the show, they had like the character that played Raekwon. At one point, he shot up Ghostface's house, you know. If you do a little research, you find out that that was just a show thing that didn't happen in real life. They weren't necessarily friends. They knew each other because they both were friends with the RZA, but they themselves weren't friends until they started making music together. Even though it's kind of like a fanfic version of the origins of the Wu-Tang Clan, is still a pretty good show, you know. If you follow them, which I did because they came about in my time, you know, the 90s. I remember when they became popular. I remember following them. I remember their music. I remember the impact it had and how it took rap by storm, because that was my time, you know, that in the 90s. I'm not even going to tell you how old I am by telling you where I was in life in the 90s. But yeah, in the 90s, that was my group. Wu-Tang Clan, the Notorious B.I.G. It was a lot of rappers around that time that I remember fondly. That was my time, you know. And this show kind of takes me back to that time when I'm watching the show, you know, not necessarily the first season. The first season was just interesting. It was just a good drama. Now the second season, it starts with the RZA finally getting the group together, finally getting them to be like, yo, we got to work together. We got to make this music together. Put aside your differences. We got to do this. It shows them going through creating their first song, Protect Your Neck, which was a big hit that I remembered when that song came out, and how everybody was like, who is this? You know, when that song came out and people was just hearing it for the first time. You know, watching that show, you know, where they in the room and they're coming together and they're putting a song together, and you can see parts of that song as they chronicleize how they came up with that song, and you can see it in the show how the thoughts are coming together, how all of the ideas are coming together, and how the song is kind of being developed. It just took me right back to that time frame. It's weird how a show can do that for you, you know, because it's like it just brings back memories of that time. And it brings back how you were feeling at that time, how you felt when you first heard Protect Your Neck, when you first heard the 36 Chambers, when you first heard Chest Boxing, all of those Wu-Tang songs from back then, you know, when you first heard those songs, it just showed, like, especially in season 2, where they're starting to create these songs and they're starting to try to promote these songs, and they're going through what they had to do to try to get radio stations to play the song and all of that kind of stuff. And you're hearing the music, you know, from the perspective of them just starting and just creating the music and coming up with the ideas and stuff. And you're hearing that, it just brings you back to that time. It's one of them shows that do that, you know, not many shows do that. And I'm pretty sure it won't have that same effect on everyone, but it has that effect on me when I watch the show. You know, it just takes me right back to that time frame. I can almost feel, you know, me driving down the street listening to Protect Your Neck in my car while I'm driving around, you know, and how I felt at that time when I heard that music, and when you went out to like parties and clubs and stuff and they play it, and how it just livened everybody up. You know, it's just one of those shows that will take you back to that time frame, you know, and I like the show for that. I you know, it really captures my mind in a way that not a lot of shows do. And like I said, I understand it won't have that same effect on everybody, because everybody will have a different experience to go back on. Like a lot of people, this show is the first thing to kind of introduce you to, you know, Wu-Tang Clan and how important they are to hip hop and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, the show is pretty good. Even if you're not a fan of the rap music or the Wu-Tang Clan, the show itself is just pretty good. You know, I would say check it out. It's on my watch list. You know, every week I got a couple of shows that's on my watch list, and this is definitely the one where, you know, when I come home from work and I see that the new episode has been released, you know, that's one of the things I check out first, just like I'm going to do when I finish recording this video. But yeah, that's the Wu-Tang Clan. It's on Hulu. It's a Hulu show. I'll try to link it up in the description below, but if you haven't seen it yet, I would say check it out. Start from the beginning. First season is good, don't get me wrong, but the second season is really where they get into the actual group. The first season gives a lot of background that's very important, you know, and even though, you know, it's a fictionalized telling, you know, of their story, it's still enough truth in there to guide you, to let you know what they've been through to try to get to where they are today, you know. Make sure you click the like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. While you're here, why don't you check out that video right there? Or maybe that one right there. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that little picture of my image there and subscribe to my channel.